You know that feeling when you scroll through a dozen glossy pictures of outdoor grills, each one promising the perfect backyard restaurant vibe, only to end up with a clunky metal box that barely fits a single steak? I've been there buying a grill that looks impressive online, then realizing it's either too small for the crowd, impossible to clean, or just plain underpowered for what you imagined. That hesitation is real, and the last thing you want is to waste money on a setup that turns your summer parties into a series of kitchen nightmares. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's talk about the BTU Store Outdoor Kitchen Island. It's marketed as a 6-burner, 75-300 BTU propane grill with a rear and side burner, a built-in sink, granite countertops, and even a rotisserie. At first glance it sounds like the ultimate all-in-one backyard kitchen, but the real question is whether it actually delivers on those promises when you're standing in front of it, flipping burgers and trying not to burn the sauce. First, the layout. The island format is a big shift from the classic freestanding grill. You get a central cooking zone with 3 burners on each side, a side burner that's perfect for simmering a sauce or heating a wok, and a rear burner that's basically a dedicated station for side dishes or keeping food warm. The granite countertop runs the length of the island, giving you a solid prep space that's heat-resistant and looks more upscale than a typical stainless steel slab. The built-in stainless steel sink is a practical touch, no more running back to the house to wash your hands or rinse a cutting board. In a real-world scenario, imagine you're hosting a weekend barbecue. You can sear steaks on the main burners, keep a pot of beans warm on the rear burner, and simultaneously toss a quick veggie stir-fry on the side burner while chopping herbs on the granite top. All of that without having to shuffle between a grill and a separate kitchen station. The 75-300 BTU rating is substantial. It means you can get a strong, even heat across the cooking surface, which translates to better sear marks and quicker cooking times. If you're the type who likes to impress with a rotisserie chicken, the dedicated rotisserie kit is built into the island, so you don't need to buy an extra attachment. That's a genuine time saver. Once you load the bird, the grill does the work while you focus on sides or drinks. Now, let's get into the practical strengths that actually matter after the box is opened. The first is storage. Under the granite countertop are a couple of cabinets that can hold propane tanks, grilling tools, or even a small cooler. This isn't just a gimmick, it eliminates the common "where do I put the lighter fluid and tongs" scramble that shows up in most backyard setups. I've seen people stack a propane tank on a low table and it becomes a tripping hazard, but with the built-in space you can tuck it away safely. The second strength is the modular design. The island arrives in sections that can be bolted together on a concrete pad or a sturdy deck. If you already have a patio that can support a 300-pound structure, the assembly is straightforward. Just line up the brackets, tighten the bolts, and connect the propane line. For people who are comfortable with basic DIY, it feels more like building a piece of furniture than assembling a grill. The modularity also means you could theoretically relocate the island if you ever move houses, provided the new space can handle the weight and has the appropriate gas hookup. Third, the smart monitoring feature. The product description mentions ambient night grilling and ambient lighting. In practice, this means there are LED strips along the edge of the countertop that glow when the grill is on, giving you a visual cue of temperature zones after dark. It's a small touch, but when you're grilling at 9 p.m. and the yard is otherwise dark, that soft illumination can be a real help, especially for kids or guests who are walking around. On the flip side, there are some trade-offs you need to consider before you click Add to Cart. The size and weight are the most obvious. At roughly 85 inches wide and built primarily of 304 stainless steel, the island is a heavy, permanent piece. If you live in a rental or have a small balcony, this isn't the kind of grill you can just roll out of the garage and set up on a patio. You'll need a stable, level surface, ideally a concrete slab, because the weight distribution can cause wobble on a wooden deck not reinforced for that load. Second, the propane requirement. While the grill is propane ready, you'll need a sizable tank to keep the burners running at full power, especially if you're using all 6 burners and the rotisserie simultaneously. That can translate to more frequent tank changes or a larger, stationary tank that needs to be stored safely. For occasional grillers, the operating cost could add up, especially if you're not